learn about Deuteronomy chapter 14, verses 3 to 20. And it starts listing off a bunch of things that we shouldn't be eating. So let me ask all of you, who here has eaten pork in the last week? 삼겹살? Raise your hand if you ate 삼겹살 this week. Me too. Yes. Eugene, you're guilty. You ate samgyeopsal. It's okay. Now, let me ask, who here likes shellfish? So shellfish is any kind of, like shrimp, clams, crabs, lobsters, oysters. See, everybody likes shellfish. However, this verse, one of the verses, actually says that we shouldn't be eating any of this. So verse 9 says, of all the creatures living in the water, you may eat any that has fins and scales. And next verse, but anything that does not have fins and scales, you may not eat. For you, it is unclean. Oh no. So maybe we should just stop eating all seafood, right? And then it also mentions pork. So verse 8, the pig is also unclean. Although it has a divided hoof, it does not chew the cud. You are not to eat their meat or touch their carcasses. Oh no. So basically, what does this all mean? Let me ask all of you, if I told you, maybe Jaden, if I told you starting tomorrow, you cannot eat pork anymore, can you do it? You would? For me? For my sake? Would you give up pork? Now, what if God told you this? What if God said, Jaden, starting tomorrow, no more pork in your life, never. Can you do it? Yes? You don't know? It's okay. It's okay if you don't know. Now, who can give up fast food? If I said no more McDonald's in your life, Cheon, is that okay? Can you give up McDonald's? You don't know? Okay. So why would God say all these things? So actually all of these things were said by Moses. And he was giving all these rules to the Israelites. And the main reason was, first of all, during that time, this was a long time ago, like 1400 before Christ, the year 1400, and there were a lot of diseases during that time. So for one reason, it was to protect the Israelites from getting diseases. And it says in this Bible verse that pigs do not chew their cud. What does that even mean, right? So, you know cows. Cows chew for a very, very long time. Did you know that? Do you know how long it takes a cow to digest its food? About 8 hours. 8 hours. I mean, it takes me about 8 hours too, so maybe I was a cow in my former life. But cows, they actually, once they chew their food and it goes down, they do what's called regurgitating. It means throwing up. So they throw up their food, and the food is in their mouth, and then they chew it one more time, very slowly, and then it goes back down. So they consider this a clean animal because they chew their food very, very slowly, and they digest it well. However, pigs, they do not do this. So pigs, they only chew their food once, like us, and then it just goes down. So there were lots of diseases at the time. So that was one reason. God wanted to protect his people. And then the second reason, I think it's because God wanted to separate all of the Israelites, all of his people, from everybody else in this world. Because there were so many other different groups, so many other religions. However, if he felt that people would follow his laws, people would start eating a certain way, then everyone will start taking notice of who his people are, right? And so I have some good news for you. We can eat pork. We can eat seafood. Why? Because actually later on, so this was all said during the Old Testament, before the arrival of Jesus Christ. So once we have the New Testament and Jesus arrives, Jesus says this in Mark chapter 7, verses 18 through 20. So Jesus says, "Are you still so dull? Do you not understand? Nothing that enters a man from the outside can defile him, because it does not enter his heart, but it goes into the stomach and then is eliminated." So this means all foods are actually clean. And he continues, "What comes out of a man, that is what defiles him." So basically what Jesus was trying to say is, like I said, first God wanted to protect all of his people a long time ago, but now that Jesus is here, he's saying that all the foods are clean and you can basically eat anything. So yes, Jaden, you can eat samgyeopsal tonight. It's okay. So And what Jesus was trying to say is, what is more important is what comes out of us. So our heart, all of our hearts are more important. So things like gossiping. Does everybody know what gossiping is? Things like lying. Gossiping is usually, it's not really a good meaning. It means just talking about people and saying things that are not very nice about people. And other things like slander. Slander is if you usually say something bad about a person and then it affects their reputation to everybody else. So I can say, oh, Bonnie is a terrible cook. And then all of a sudden everybody thinks she's a bad cook. So that is slander. So no, she is a good cook, don't worry. So in conclusion, what this is trying to teach you is we shouldn't apply the rules of God just to our lives when we come to church. We should apply it to all aspects of our lives. So not just when we come here on Sunday, but also maybe the way we eat, maybe the way we listen to our parents. Just try to apply it to all aspects of our lives. Amen?